Mac has boundaries, and if she says you're crossing one, then you have to honor that.
Oh, no.
Don't turn your camera on. Hi,
Um,
Avery.
I'm not the person I've been painted to be. I want to start off by saying I truly thought I was just being picked on and they used a word they thought they could say was AAVE to like try to paint me a racist. I actually assumed it was just new slang, Gen Z slang, because I'm old. My bad. I'm sorry for that. I really thought I was just getting picked on because I've been being dogpiled on in these comments all day.
Yeah, so CAP is AAVE, and that is problematic because what happens, hold on, Avery, let me talk. What happens is younger people adopt AAVE and make it popular for other people to use, so we have to be cognizant
Oh,
of
I'm
that.
against that. I really didn't I did not know that that was the case with Cap. Seeing as I've been accused of everything under the sun in those comments today, and I mean there's witnesses that I've been accused of everything under the sun without proof today. I truly believed it was just the same group of people who have been attacking me all day, just coming up with a new reason to attack me. I was ignorant to the fact that I was harming people and I truly am sorry about that, but that does not give anyone the right to erase the fact that Romani people are BIPOC. They're Asian, not European. They're former chattel slaves. They were rounded up in the Shoah alongside Jewish people. They've had their struggles. My great grandpa Sharak was a Romani man. My grandma Sharak was a Romani woman. I am a Romani woman, and I will not be erased. We are the smallest minority group in the world by number, and I will not be
Um,
erased.
Wait, hold
I'm
on, Mac.
gonna
Don't, Mac, hold on.
no,
Don't
no, I'm
respond.
just saying I'm gonna drop. Hold on. I just want to drop, but I do want to say, Avery, you don't get to police AAVE
I
because
don't.
AAVE has nothing to do with Romani people. But anyways, I'm gonna
No, I
drop. Can
know.
you
It
bring
wasn't
Dom up?
about Romani people. Someone called me white. That was a separate thing, and people are conflating the
You
two.
are.
So I don't want that conflated. That is misconstruing things to try to make me look worse than what happened. I took accountability for not understanding that was AAVE and thinking I was just being attacked. But I will not conflate the fact that there was someone up on the board who said Romani people Dom said Romani people were not BIPOC, and I would like to let them know that that's erasure. Romani is a race. It's a diaspora and it's a diaspora of people who are ethnically Rom. The Rom people are a group of Urdu people indigenous to northern India, Kashmir, and eastern Pakistan. Get wrecked, you racists. We are known by the G slur in America, and you people think we're just part of movies like in Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? But when they're hunting down Esmeralda, you say slurs against my people like we are just a thing in a Disney movie.
Okay, I do want to address a comment and then we'll let somebody up. Avery, somebody said, Romani is not a race. Asian is. You're not Asian. Don't
Uh,
answer that question. No, no, no. Don't answer that, Avery. I want that person to comment in the comment what they think Asian is and who is Asian. Because then we're going to get in a conversation of ethnicity, nationality, and race in the comments, not on the panel. You want to ask her a question, Emma? Okay. Are you in the requests?
yeah, I'm willing to answer questions. I come from a family.
I just
I
have a quick question, if you don't mind.
no, yeah,
Okay, we'll just say that you are what you are, and you're a
yeah. I was also
POC
told that I was
woman.
lying about who I was. Like,
Well,
so I
then
was
we'll just
faking.
say that. Like, we'll just say that. But
Okay,
like,
I hope you wouldn't. Like, I don't know why that's
but
brought up.
no,
That's
I'm
weird.
saying that you are. I mean, you are a POC person, and that's fine. If you want to say you are, then it's fine. But we still need to say though, you you do have a privilege though because you are
Yeah,
more
no, I have,
fair skin.
I'm white presenting. I am
Right. So
not
that's
white
also
passing. I will
important
never
to
be white
say.
passing. I will,
Hold
I
on.
will die.
Hold on. Avery,
As a
hold on.
Romani.
Avery,
You're a
Avery,
white woman.
Avery,
You're
Not
a
a
white
white woman.
woman, ma'am. You
I'm
look
not a
like
Avery,
white
a
woman.
white woman.
No, I'm not a
Avery.
white woman.
Hello,
Look like a
panel.
white woman.
Emma, you don't get to erase my identity because I'm
I'm
white
not.
presenting.
I'm not erasing you, ma'am.
You
I'm
don't
not.
get to erase my
Not
racial
Hold on.
identity because
ma'am.
I'm white
Okay,
presenting.
Never did that. I never did
okay,
that.
okay,
You don't.
okay. I don't want to mute anyone on the panel, but I'm going to do it. Emma, I'm going to mute you. Avery, I know you have a lot to say, but I don't like you interrupting Emma. Okay, so we have to go one at a time.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I know. So please stay on mute and let her say what she needs to say to you. I think she's talking about privilege and phenotypes.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Okay, please mute, hon. Please mute. Wait till she's done, and when she's done, she'll go on mute, and then you can speak. But if you unmute before she mutes, I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, because I just find it like funny. I mean, it just is like, say there was a cop and he has seen you. He's not going to assume you're not a white a white person. So I think it is important that you do kind of go through stuff, and it's not the same as me or someone who's even a darker person. So it's fair if you want to say like you are a POC person, that's fine, but you also need to say though you have a lot of stuff that you won't need to ever care about or like worry about that we do, unfortunately.
I would like to
We look
acknowledge
like-
that I did acknowledge that I'm white presenting and that I have that privilege. But I would also like to acknowledge that this topic of my ethnicity, which was completely out of pocket, was brought up by somebody just half-ass out of their mouth, yelling about my ethnicity,
Who was
saying,
that?
"I bet they're whiter than Aqua." Right. So they didn't have a right to be like coming at me saying, "Oh, I bet they're whiter than Aqua," without me also having a right to state that I am a Romani woman. Right. I didn't bring it up.
White,
They brought it up.
I'm so
I didn't bring it up though. They brought it up. I'm white presenting. That would have been the case right here until they brought up my ethnicity.
But it was fair though, because we were talking about certain comments and stuff that were said on POC people, and I'm sorry, but
I did say
no
the
one
word.
knew you were that until you said it. So that's why, I think that you need to know that people they see you as someone who is white tea, and that sucks. I'm sorry, but you do.
No, I didn't say that
keep that
sucks.
into account.
I understand the privilege. Please don't try to say I don't understand that privilege.
Well,
Like
I don't
I'm not in
think
prison because I'm pasty because of things I've done in the past. Like I'm not gonna undercut that, right? Like I've escaped going to state prison. I've escaped going to federal prison. I escaped. I fucking talked my way out of a fucking court martial in the military.
Well,
because
if you were darker, then you wouldn't be able to. Is what I'm
I understand that, but I do want to just say them saying after I identified myself, them saying I was lying to try to get like privilege points or saying that I was using it, like
Well,
I
think
was
you
responding.
Are, unfortunately, I think you
know.
are using that as a.
I didn't. No. I would have brought it up. I would have brought it up first. If I was tokenizing myself, I would have brought it up before I was called white. I would have been like, "I'm Romani. I can say this or something," right? No, I didn't. I waited till somebody brought it up and I responded. I have a right to respond. If you say I don't have a right to respond, that is ridiculous.
I don't know, you guys. It just seems like all this result is like really silly. All this is really silly in my opinion.
Really.
I don't know what host.
I'd rather be playing fucking Pokemon, but Irish is calling me a rapist because I wear diapers, and he doesn't like it.
I'm not him. I'm not.
I
him,
know.
so
I'm yelling at Irish through the screen because he's
I don't know why
watching.
you're yelling at me.
No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at Irish.
Well,
I said Irish.
Well,
He's watching. Irish,
Hold on.
Irish, I know
Okay,
you're
okay.
watching.
If he's watching,
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but can you comment? Can you tone it down? Can you just comment
Okay,
down? I'm so sorry.
this is the host. This is the host. The intention was to ask Avery. Avery, please keep your shirt on. If you take off your shirt, I'm going to turn off your camera. Again, so Avery, I really don't like you interrupting Emma.
I as somebody because that voice clip can be used against me. Let's please not like ask me not to do stuff that I'm not doing, because Irish kept using that, right? He kept saying things like that, and he had mod privileges. So every time I tried to turn on my camera to show receipts, he would be like, "Oh, Avery's exposing herself," and turn off my camera. Avery's exposing herself and turn off my camera. I've never been fucking naked on this fucking app, Irish, and I will literally fight you with my cripple stick, right? I'm a veteran. I fucking stand by what fucking people say about me and what I say about who I am. And you want to fucking go, Irish, your little bitch, short ass?
No. Okay, I had to.
Sorry.
Avery, it's okay.
One of
Can
my
you?
altars. One of my army altar came out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I spent most of my
I
life
just
in the
came up to
military.
ask that one question because I understand you think that you're not white, but I'm so sorry. I just have to say that you are a white person.
No, I said I'm white presenting, right? I don't care what your opinion is of me if you're going to belittle me after we already had the conversation, right? So I don't care.
I'm not belittling you, so I don't know why you're saying that. I
I'm
just
not
think
gonna
that.
respond to you if you cannot respect intersectionality after it's been established.
Girl, I'm a
If you
black
cannot respect
person.
I don't care what you have to say. If you cannot respect intersectionality once it's established.
Wait, Avery, you can't talk over her, hon. You have to let her respond.
I don't care what she has to say. Anyone else has a question for me, that's fine, but they're not an
You're done with
intersectional
okay.
person.
You're done with
Despite
me.
what I'm being painted as by Irish, as a grapist,
It's not
as
by
a
Irish. He's not
P3DO.
here, babe. He's not here. It's not.
Okay,
it's
but
not
everyone's
you.
here because of him.
I am not.
Because of his lies.
Well, not me. So.
I don't know why you're here. You're probably here about Jessica's tattoo that she fucking better have covered up because
you do not
recovered racists have a place in our community, but only if they fucking actually are recovered, and cover that shit up and atone for their shit.
Okay,
Sorry.
Avery, hon. Avery.
I'm so sorry, but I
love
just think
Jessica, but you better have that covered up.
you seem really upset. You seem like very upset, and I'm sorry that you are. But
Great today. I was accused of being a grapist by Irish, right? So I'm very agitated. I already have PTSD from the military. I worked with fucking chemical weapons. I'm autistic. That shit burnt me out. I'm not okay.
Okay, Avery, you have to let her talk. You
So
have to
sorry
let
that
her
you're
talk.
not okay, but like this is like he's not here. It's between
I'm still recovering
you
from
and
being
I.
accused of great
So I
false.
don't know why you
And then his buddies got into it too. Like,
girl.
Avery, hold on, Emma. Emma, I don't want to interrupt you, but hold on 1 second, dear. So, Avery, we can talk about all that, but that's not why Emma is here. She's here to have a conversation with you. And a conversation is a two-way street. So I've already established rules.
no, I don't want to talk to Emma. I acknowledge I'm white presenting, right? We had a discussion about my intersectionality, and then they dismissed my intersectionality. That's
not what I did.
I don't want to talk to them.
Girl, that's not what I did, girl. Okay, it's fine. But I just had that like thing
Were
to
you,
say.
Jessica, I don't want to talk.
You can bring up another person, but I just wanted to say that you do
talk
look
to
a little
someone
bit white. You look a little
That's
bit
cool.
white.
I know.
So
Trust me, I
think
know. That's why I
you-
responded with, "Hey, no, I'm Romani," right? I didn't
What
say
kind
no
of
fuck
Romani?
you or
Because somebody
anything.
wanted me to say that or something.
But the
Like,
people
what kind of
called me
Romani?
ugly. People fucking called me
What kind
names.
of Romani? There was a question in the chat that wanted me to say that.
Somebody wants to know my Vista, right? Like my
I don't know, honestly.
my Romani family would be Polska Romani. The family name is Shirak.
But like your race though is white.
That's Romani's a race of people. Romani's
Is it?
a race of people. It's Indo-Aryan, like Indians are, like Pakistanis are.
Okay.
It's the same race of people as Uzbekistanis, and it's fucking Middle Eastern. I'm sorry, I'm pasty. I left my melanin in my mom's vagina.
Yeah, I don't even know about that. But it is not a race. I'm sorry, ma'am, but it is not a race. But
Urdu
if
is a
you want
race
to
of people that include Indians, Roma, Rams, Dams, Lams, Pakistani, fucking people of Urdu descent. That's a race. It's a Central Asian race. Don't erase people.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Everybody mute, please.
can we
Everybody.
add who do y'all want me to say?
Polski Romani means it's a
Add
person from Poland.
I think I'm talking here. Thank you. Thank you. An ethno race, somebody said in the comments.
Like
Um,
Jewish people are an ethno race, an ethno religion.
Hold on, Avery. I'm still talking, hon. An ethno race. It's difficult for me to engage in a conversation about Romani culture and ethnicity because I'm not educated on it. And I don't know if very many people are. But I do want to make it clear that when we're talking about race as phenotypes, Avery knows she presents as white, I think is what she's trying to say. And I don't want to speak for her.
Yeah,
So,
I acknowledged that before this ever came up. And that's why when they failed to recognize my intersectionality and then made a quip at calling me white one last time at the end of our conversation, I now no longer wish to have a conversation with someone who's going to spit in the face of intersectionality after the conversation's been held.
so hold on, I want to address a comment. Avery, are you Polish?
So when I said Polski Roma, right, when for Vista, so we need to understand that the Roma people were diaspora, right? They were chased out of their homeland in about 1000 BC, and they became travelers. Europeans called them Gislers, right, because they believed them to be from Egypt. They were mistaken. They were not from Egypt. But the Romani people became a diaspora dispersed across Europe, Africa, Asia, right? And not just the Romani, the Domani also as well, and the Lams. The Lams, another ethnic group closely related, because they were pushed out of their homelands, which is now in present-day northern India. It's the lands that India and Pakistan fight over. That's where that ethnic group is from. And I don't know about you if you would say anyone with ethnicity from India or Pakistan would be white, but I don't know.
Okay.
But I digress. So, because the Romani people were then taken and enslaved in Romania and Wallachia for hundreds of years and bred lighter and lighter because the Romanians, no connection to Romani, it's just similar names. Coincidence, right? The Romanians, European people, decided to actually breed Romani people lighter to become more pleasant to their eyes in their homes as house slaves, and so that they could look at lighter skin working their fields as chattel slaves. And that went on until 1859, 1 year before African American people were released from slavery in America. You know, I I don't understand why an entire race of people who have gone through strife, and this isn't like Irish people fucking crying about chattel slavery. Romani people were crying about like not chattel slavery. They were saying there were chattel slaves when they were indentured servants, right? Like the Irish crying about being indentured servants. The Romani people were enslaved. Some Romani people who were of darker skin were traded enslaved into the Americas. And that's why there's groups of Afro-Romani people in America even that are a part of the Romani diaspora, right? Um, so like I don't understand how people who come on this app pretend to be intersectional fighters, these social justice warriors, and they don't even understand how a diaspora works, right? When there are so many different cultural diasporas out there.
Okay. Somebody says there's somebody educated on the topic, and I'm telling you that I'm telling everybody that I'm not educated on Romani people, so I am not going
That
to
had
speak
nothing
on
to do
it.
with the AAVE people in the comments saying that. I would like to reiterate that separate from me not knowing that one word was AAVE, somebody said I was white and I responded with, no, I'm Romani. And then they tried to act like I was tokenizing myself. No, I responded to a question and I am myself. I'm allowed to state my identity.
Okay, so people are saying the person we brought on the panel is educated about this.
I'm
Um,
Novari Romani.
yeah, so again, I don't have any
Hi.
education on this. So Avery, we're gonna let Gadjo talk because you had a long time to talk. I know you sometimes feel like you want to say something, but I'm gonna try. If you interrupt them, honey, I'm gonna mute you.
I mean, I didn't want to spend my entire day talking about my ethnicity. I was playing Pokemon, and somebody fucking in the comments said they wanted to talk to me.
So I have a
Yeah.
question for you, because like we do
Hi.
not go by we don't go by blood quantum in our culture.
No, I know.
We go
All
by
Romani
cultural
people in the
ties. So
diaspora.
I'm asking you if you were born into the family or if you were admitted. So a Romnapan, right? That was
Are
admitted.
you asking if I'm like adopted?
Yes.
I mean, I was in family adopted at an older age, but I was in family adopted by my family. So if we
Okay, so
talk
you were
about my
adopted into
mother, my mother was a Romani woman, right? Who
Was she
birthed me.
culturally Romani?
My family, like, I mean, they whitewashed
Hold,
themselves in
hold
America.
on,
I'm
Avery. Hold on,
American
Avery.
Romani.
Avery, hun, hold on. I think she's asking, are
I don't
We
understand.
don't.
Like, first
I'm
I'm
asking
asking
you
if I
because
was
even if
adopted.
you're
Now I'm
even
asking
if
my
you're
blood
ethnically
level.
even if you're ethnically Romani, that doesn't necessarily inherently make you
Did
Romani.
my mom teach me about what she knew of our culture?
Did she adhere to the culture? That's my question.
So
If so,
you
you're not Romani. You're ethnically Romani, but
you
you're not
don't you're
Romani.
gonna fucking not let me fucking my blood is Romani, and you can let
That
me
doesn't
answer the
matter.
question. Can you
That does
pause?
not matter.
Can you mute so I can answer your question before you assume my answer? Can you pause, mute, so I can explain my history without you interrupting me and
I
assuming my
asked you
answer?
literally a simple question.
Yes, and
Are you
you
connected
interrupted
culturally?
me.
If
You
you're not, then you're not
interrupted me
Romani.
and
And you
assumed
cannot
my
use that as a
answer.
card.
Okay, so what's my answer? Because you know my answer.
No,
You
I
fucking
asked you. It's a
you
simple
said
yes or a no, dude.
you said what I was.
I use that
Say what I was, and
gender
then we'll
neutral, by the way.
compare my answer to what you think.
It's a simple yes or a no. Are you culturally connected?
Yes.
What events do you attend? Do you speak the language?
Romani. First off, what percentage of Romani people speak Romani? What percentage? Tell me right now.
Within America, we've been
Very
disconnected
few.
from the language.
Very few.
I will say.
Very, very few. So you're
If
gonna
you're-
erase
if you're-
all
no,
American
no, no,
Romani
no, no,
because
no, no,
only
no, no, no,
fucking
no, no,
4% of American Romani speak Romani? Get bent. You're not gonna hold that over me, right? You want to know my blood percentage? You want to know my fucking blood percentage? My great grandfather was.
What? We don't.
hold on.
This is,
Hold on.
Wow.
Got
No,
it.
you're basically asking me it. You want to know how involved? You want to know my bloodlines? You want to trace my vista from one to another, where my family traveled to? You want to know how I dug through my family records and found records past the Shoah
I'm just gonna
that my
let Avery
family.
go on for now.
Okay, Avery, I had to mute you because I had to clarify something. Hold on, Avery.
Interrogated about who I am. Get the fuck out of here. Get bent. That's not what this live was a fucking about. I'm sorry I said the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
I said
you.
a word that was AAV.
Avery, wait, I'm gonna
Why
let
are
you talk.
borderlining on race realism?
Hold on, Gatto. Wait, Avery, don't talk.
Gajo.
Don't talk.
It's Gajo.
Don't talk. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kate. So I myself know that
That name's very, very ethnic.
I myself know
I don't have
that
to have an ethnic name in order to be culturally involved. What do you mean? I speak the language.
What religion
which I'm
does
not
the
allowed to
majority
speak
of
with you.
Romani people practice, or is it
We're either
linked to
Catholic
Vista
or
and
Orthodox,
country
depending
where they
on,
live?
and the Dome people within the Middle East are
Gajo,
Islamic and Muslim.
yes, a lot of Islamic, right? So if I'm culturally connected to both Turkish Ramanlar and Polski Roma, what religion should I be?
Wait, are you
Or can
talking
I
about
have my
Roma
own
law?
religion? Do I have to practice Christianity?
You don't have to practice Christianity. There's a lot of atheistic. The religion isn't dependent on our culture. There's certain cultural adaptations that we allow with Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity. I was asking you if you've ever been to like a. I was gonna ask Avery if she's ever been to like a wedding ceremony. Have you ever watched someone go through handkerchief? We have very specific cultural practices, And all
So let me. Do you want
okay.
me to answer your question?
Avery, please
I'm not
wait.
going to answer any questions till I can answer what that. Till I can finish my answer to the first fucking question. I'm autistic. I'm agitated because I've been.
Okay. Avery, don't go away, but we have to let Gajo finish speaking.
Okay.
Avery has, hold on, Gajo, just
Yeah.
1 second, please. So Avery has a lot of validity to be anxious. I don't agree with the interrupting and yelling. I don't like that. But don't go away, Avery.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Gajo.
Oh, well, I was just curious about like cultural ties again because again, there's no requirement because we have an adoption process in which you get adopted into the culture. Say, a Romani family takes in a Polish child and they are now Roma by adoption, right? I find it interesting that you're pronouncing it Polski, which is not necessarily correct. And then adding the extra R, which is not used by Polska. You also were incorrect about us moving out in 1000 BC. We moved out in about 500 AD because of colonization. We were kicked out of the Punjab area of India and spread out. The Dom people were sent to the Middle East, which are the predominantly Muslim now. I am Lovari, which means my family immigrated to Romania and then spread out further. We're in the Baltic countries as well as Western Europe.
So,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gajo.
Oh, I was just going to say that there's a lot of mixing that went down, whether it was due to the occupation by the Germans, in which they were doing experimentation, which you were right. They did do experimentation because they thought that Indo-Aryan people could help them create the master race. Now, a lot of us, especially the ones from Europe, look white. We look white, right? We are our own unique haplogroup, genetically speaking, but you're white. You have white features and quotation marks. You are white.
Gajo, can I ask you a
Yeah.
question? Okay, and I'm gonna take notes on this. So hold on, let me reply to her. And then we're going to move the conversation away from this and back to the topic. So in terms of people, I don't know how to word it right. In terms of people showing they still have connection to their culture, like what would Avery need to do or say or show to verify her Romani culture? And I'm going to write it down and then ask her to make a video. So that way, when she's trying to tell people about it, she's
Yeah.
doing it in the right way.
Have you, cultural events speaking, there's a lot of specific areas because I live in a state where there's a large community of us. Basic knowledge, which is not really present in this situation. I think that it's important for us to learn our own language, and I speak it fluently. I think it's important. What else?
What language do Romani people speak?
They speak Romani. It's a mix of, well, depending on the area, because when you have Dom people in the Middle East, they mix their languages together. Various Middle Eastern languages have combined with Asian phonetics, and then when we come to Europe, they've mixed with English, again, specifically Lovari, which is what I am. It sounds kind of similar to Romanian and a lot of Baltic languages, but it's not inherently Baltic. I do want to go into this, the comments, because they're talking about BIPOC in the sense of I don't like to use that term when it comes to us. I think we are our own unique people. I don't know what Avery's going on about the Calderosh and Vlogs Romani in there, but I think that I I'm sorry. I don't think there's any sign of like any knowledge in that department. I don't think there's a sign of cultural events. I don't think there's a sign of dealing with a culturally connected family in the sense of food and stuff like that. Um, you can be, yes, you can be Black Romani, which you can be white, you can be Asian. There's various presentations. You'll see more white complected people with like Polska, not Polski, Polska Romani, and my kind and other, which are Sintis, Calais, are more brown because they are in Spain. But yeah,
Yeah, thank you for coming up because what I don't do is question people's ethnicities, right? And I am not knowledgeable on Romani people or the history there. I think what would help Avery, um, and I wrote it down, is to maybe work on the delivery with things mentioned. And I wrote it down. We can go over it with her.
yeah, there
Um,
seems to be like this mentioning of it in relation to trying to get out of things, which I don't necessarily agree with. It seems to be, oh, I'm BIPOC, so now I can, say this offensive thing and say this offensive thing. I will say we have a very conservative culture. Um, we don't necessarily have words for people who are trans or non-binary or whatever. And yes, U.S. considerably, well, but sorry, I'm reading the comments, but Rom the Chals are from England. Yeah, so they're white presenting, but we, I mean, we don't necessarily, we have a very, again, conservative culture in the sense of, I'm just wondering if you've ever had cultural food like Avery in that sense. Like, have you ever eaten like pouvet, which is fry bread, the equivalency of fry bread within our culture? It's made a very specific way because that is what really tells me if you are or not.
yeah, and to the comments, I'm not coddling her. We're getting education right now to help Avery with her delivery in the future. I don't believe that accountability has to be ugly. It can be both. It can be helpful and educational, and that's why I'm glad I have Gato on the panel. And I also learned some things. So,
I
thank you
mean,
for
it
coming.
like again to me, it just seems like a Wikipedia page.
Okay, can I ask a question? Because this
Yeah,
is going on for a while.
yeah.
Um, why, 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 why is there
Uh,
this hold her
oh my
hand
gosh.
and walk her through all this shit? Like, why? Because for one, like I don't remember if it was Gajo or somebody else, but they very clearly stated that we don't use blood quantum. So for Avery, yes, I'm talking about you to keep pulling that shit up and
Yeah.
asking if that's what you want, if that's what you want. Like you know
No.
damn well that's not what anybody's talking about.
Hmm.
But also, why is there this hand holding with this shit? Because this is like Jay, you know me. Yeah, I'm not the nice one. I'm not gonna hold hands. I'm not gonna fucking sit there and teach you when you do shit that's blatantly fucked up. And from everything that I've seen today, like this is why are we holding hands? Because we usually don't hold hands with people who do shit like this.
I mean, I agree in that sense. I've been very clear. I don't think
So
they're
like
Roma in
why
any
why why
capacity.
is there this holding hands bullshit? That's what I'm curious about because I don't hold hands with people like this. Yeah, from what I've seen of you, you don't hold hands with people like this. But why is there such a concerted effort to go hard for this person that has clearly chosen to behave in a certain way? It's not like oh I messed up once, right? Because we all do that, right? Why is there this concerted effort to go so hard for somebody who keeps choosing to play fuck games? That's what I'm curious about.
Um, I've already said Avery is problematic, but I don't believe a problematic person should be called a P3DO and a rapist. I believe if they're problematic, they should be blocked and not paneled.
I mean, fair, but like also at the same time though, when somebody like so publicly and blatantly holds hands with somebody who is chosen to fuck up multiple times, all that does is justify what that person has done and the way that that person has behaved. So like,
No,
why
I
isn't this? Why isn't the hand holding or we'll talk you through it shit? Like, why is that not like a DM kind of thing? Why is this a public? I'm gonna
oh
keep
oh my
I mean,
gosh.
I just came for the that part. I do have to dip, but I just came to throw my 2 cents in there. I think there's a Damari person in the comments that could also talk about it.
Yeah, because Avery said cap in the comments and she didn't know it was AAVE. And then she said she was Romani.
It was
And
a cop out. It's all a cop out.
as far as I know of Avery being Romani, she doesn't go by blood quantum at all. So
But she also can't answer simple questions either. So that's my problem.
well, I want you to drop down and then I'll let her back up. No, she was not by Irish, by other people.
Okay, so I literally can't speak to like who got called what because I have not seen all of that. But like what I have seen is a whole lot of defense of somebody that usually we don't defend people like this. We're like, yo, you fucked up. Go get your shit straight. Maybe come back later. So like I'm just curious why there's this so much effort to like go hard for somebody that usually people like me and you don't go hard for. We're like, no, that was fucked up. You chose to do that multiple times. So like nobody else would get this kind of grace. So I'm curious why this person is getting so much grace because nobody else gets this kind of grace, especially from you, Jay.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna let you up, Avery. I'm pretty type A personality. So I want to tell you a story before I let Avery up, and then we'll speak more about it. Remember how I told you Irish was accusing me of blackfishing?
I mean, yeah, that's up to you and him. Like, I don't.
Well, Ash, this is the thing. He was talking about that picture I had up on my profile for months, the one of one of our mutuals we turned into a woman. But when I
Yeah,
asked him if that was his picture he was talking about, he said no. But now people are coming up on the panel saying that was the picture.
I don't. I don't know. That's kind of irrelevant to this. Avery, real quick, stop fucking tokenizing everything. Like, I swear to God. Oh, you're autistic. So the fuck am I. So are like half of us. Oh, you have brain damage. So the fuck do I. So do like half of us. Okay? Like, we all almost deal with a lot of the same shit. So what you don't get to do is tokenize the fucking disabilities or the difficulties that you have. Because guess what? So do the fucking rest of us. But being autistic or having brain damage has never fucking made any indigenous person talk about blood quantum. Being autistic or fucking whatever the fuck else has never had someone in such a fucking chokehold of bullshit behavior and attitudes. So like, stop. Because I've been watching you and I've been quiet about this particular thing. Like I called some of y'all on some of the bullshit that you were fucking saying, and I do what I do. I will every single time. But I've watched this shit all fucking day, and what I have seen is tokenization and tokenization and tokenization and justification and justification and defense and defense and defense of like literally we wouldn't give someone who's done half of this shit like a fraction of the grace. So like are we gonna be about it, or are we just gonna talk about being about it? Because like I need to know so that I can know who's in my fucking circle or not.
You want to. Can you hear me? Ash? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I muted because
I was talking and no one was responding, so I just muted and unmuted my mic.
oh yeah. Say what you said again because I don't think any of us heard you.
Right. So, do you think being about it is correcting people and accountability?
Yeah, but it's also having
Yes.
the same fucking energy, regardless if it's somebody you like or somebody you hate. Like everybody knows, there's no secret. I can't fucking stand Irish, but there were people over here in these comments saying shit that I knew for a fact wasn't true, so I corrected that. Now, over here, I was saying shit to correct people about you. So being about it means means having the same fucking energy regardless.
Right. So, Ash, they keep coming up on the panel and you know Jessica's story. All they want to talk about is Jessica's tattoo, which has been told 1,000,000 times. The one that she got covered up.
Yo, I know you can't tag me. I have no idea why. It's some sort of setting. A lot of my friends and mutuals have that issue where they can't at me in the comments or whatever. So I do know that that's a thing. I don't know why though. I've never been able to figure it out. As far as the fucking tattoo, like,
and I've been trying to tell people and explain to them that Jessica has been over and over and over and talked about this and been held accountable for this. I don't know what more you want me to do other than we can hold another live and you can talk to her there about that topic. I don't know what to do. And also, Jessica has had some very horrible behaviors lately and needs to be corrected and publicly held accountable, which is going to happen. It's just not going to happen here.
Real quick, Jay. Yeah, so for a lot of y'all, yeah, I am like finding out about some of this, like, because I dropped off the face of the earth for a while, right? Like I dropped off the app for a while. So like Emery and Neuro have been filling me in on what's been going on, but like also, why is that? I guess I just don't understand, Jay. Like why you have chosen this as your hill, right? Like maybe, like, okay, if people have an issue with them, they can take it up with them. We're all supposed to be grown ass adults, right? Like, why is
Yeah.
your issue to run
My
interference?
my issue is that Irish is saying I sent a nasty grape pressure text. He has no proof. He threatened me. But everybody else wants to come up and talk about everything else. And I've been telling people you absolutely are owed accountability from these people. But that's not the topic.
Okay. I mean, as far as the tattoo, like, the tattoo's covered up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like somebody did some fuck shit back in the day, realized it did some fuck shit.
She was 16.
Like,
And that's not an excuse. It isn't. It isn't. But she's
like,
told.
like, here's the thing.
It's
If it's been said, it's been said, right? So like, oh, okay, cool, it's been said. Now I'm not going to spend any more time on this, and then don't. But like this going back and forth shit is wild.
Exactly. And she's been talking about it and open about it since day one on this app. It's already been addressed. But they keep bringing it up to deflect from the topic of what's going on here.
Okay, y'all, everybody is like, oh, 16 is old enough. Like, guess what? I grew up in a cult. I grew up indoctrinated into hardcore misogyny, Christian nationalism, fucking military, all that shit. Like, it is not hard for a 16-year-old, a teenager, to be indoctrinated with some shit, right? I grew up next to a sundown town. So in a town that was still not very fucking nice. So like, yeah, cheese it. I'm not saying people don't know better. But what I am saying is to sit there and put the absolute responsibility that we can see now on a 16-year-old. Nah, don't do that. Because hindsight's always 20/20. And I didn't say it was an excuse, y'all.
Exactly, it's not an excuse. I've been saying that. And I've been saying that she
Okay.
is going
Okay,
to be
so
in
then-
line for some public accountability.
Okay,
Because
so Jay, you gotta leave it to Avery and Jessica to deal with the shit, whether or not they're gonna deal with it. Because you running interference literally all day, it just looks like you're defending them. Like, let them be grown-ass adults. If Jess wants to fucking confront that shit, if Avery wants to confront that shit, y'all are grown-ass adults. You got your own fucking TikToks. Have a live about it.
exactly. They want to come up here and talk about Avery.
Okay, but Jay, you are like, I need you to see your part in this. You are helping this shit go along all day. When you spend all day running interference for people like this, like, bro, at some point it's got to not be your problem.
You're right. So if we get back on topic, you're right, Ash. It can be about Avery, but this live is not about Avery.
But like, also there's people that I've seen, like, for the entirety of the time, request to like be heard. And so like, if we're gonna give all this grace and fucking energy to people, to Avery and fucking Jess, then the people whose voices are literally begging at this point to be heard should also be heard. Like,
I've been letting them up all day to be heard about Avery and Jessica.
okay,
All day. I've been letting them be heard. And I've been telling them I don't agree with the behavior. And we can publicly hold them accountable.
yeah, y'all, I see Magical and Dom in the comments. Like, that's why I said what I just said. So like,
Yes, I have. Pressure. I literally told people, we can do it. We can have public accountability for the people, but that's not this live.
what's this we shit?
For Jessica and Avery's bad behavior.
No, I get it. But like, clearly, fucking Jess isn't gonna do it because Jess is where? I don't know, fucking off somewhere.
Yeah,
Fucking
this isn't
Avery
her.
wants to argue about every single fucking thing. That's why I fucking dropped you, because you couldn't shut the fuck up long enough to let somebody speak. So like, what's this we shit? If people are to be held accountable, this TikTok ain't no goddamn person on this app gonna sit there and hold somebody accountable. Now, if people want to address the harm that they've perceived is done, and if people want to get to that, they can get to that. But again, you continuing to run interference, and they know they're wrong. Like, why? What's this we shit? That's what I mean by that. What's this we shit? Let them be held accountable for their actions.
Yeah, they want it done publicly. That's what I'm telling them. We can do it
Okay,
publicly.
but you ain't got to be the one to do it. There's
I
plenty of
don't.
other people that can send them an invite.
Hold
Like
on,
all these
Avery.
other people that have significant problems, they can have a live, they can invite Jess and they can invite Avery if and they can address that shit one to one. But why are you so dead set on doing this intermediary shit?
Because I don't know what to say to people other than they're right and they can have public accountability, but this isn't the live for it.
Okay.
But what do you suggest I do?
Like I said, and let them be grown ass adults and handle their own shit on their own. But like there's I'm gonna shut up now because there's people that have that want to speak to you with you, not Jess, not Avery, but with you. So I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah, they can speak with me, but not about Justin Avery. There's Magical.
So I'm confused on why you lied your goddamn ass off. Your nose must be huge as fuck right now because you were just lying like a motherfucker this entire time. That is not why, and that was not the only reasons we came up here and talked to you, and you goddamn well know that. I don't know why you're sitting here lying in this black man's face. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a man. I don't know your pronouns. I apologize. Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
I just said all good. I didn't tell anybody, so I don't expect anybody to. It's all good. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know why you sat here and lied in this black person's face, but that is not why. That is not why me and Dom sat here and talked to you for a goddamn 30 minutes to a damn hour. That is not why. So I do not appreciate you playing in our faces, looking at our comments when we're sitting here telling you that's not true, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie, without letting us up and being able to explain the situation for ourselves. That is not why we wanted to come back up. We wanted to come back up and address what you have been saying about what me and Dom have been saying amongst other people. Because that right there, and I was talking calmly right before, but now you want to sit here and lie? Lie? There is no reason to lie. Go ahead and do a little puff puff because you might as well be puffing because your anxiety is going to be up by the time we're fucking through because I don't know why the fuck you thought it was okay to sit here and lie. I'm so confused.
Magical, what do you want to say to me?
Dom, you go ahead.
She literally just said it. You literally just like again, and this is what I'm talking about, where you microaggress if you're just as fucking bad as Jessica, because you literally just minimized what I came up here and said. I didn't even know about the tattoo till after I said how racist Jessica was to me. I didn't even know until somebody in the comments said something about her having a Schnazi tattoo. So to minimize the entire experience that I just fucking said I had with her being racist to me just the other night and using black women and tokenizing black people to fucking save Avery's ass when I didn't even know that like again the Schnazi tattoo was just a fucking cherry on top of the racist fucking sundae. But yet again, you're microaggressing by again minimizing a black woman's experience because you want to defend these two to stick it to Irish. And it's fucking weird that you would throw away all your principles that you allegedly have just to chap this man's ass and harm other communities just so you could piss him off because you have some weird ass obsession with him. It's fucking weird. It's fucking odd, and you're harming other communities. Oh, and we straight up got fucking beef for that shit now. And then you're gonna come up here and lie? And again? So this is the second time that you've minimized my experience with Jessica, the fucking racist. The second time. The first time was when you told Irish, oh, it's only a microaggression. And then the second fucking time now, when you're acting like I was concentrating on a tattoo that was racist after I told you how she was fucking racist.
And then not only that, but specifically when Avery was up here talking about Romanis, it like specifically when they started talking about blood quantum and saying, oh, it's in my blood, etc., they were using white supremacist tactics. Everybody in the comments was saying it. We were sitting here saying, yo, Aqua, correct that shit. And I don't know why I sat here and expected you to correct it, because your white ass was already okay with it in the first place to be even mentioned.
And then
I'm gonna
call
be
me
so real. I'm gonna be
I
so
can't
real.
I can't respond. That's why I don't let people on the panel.
It's not about you being able to respond. It's the fact that I just started talking and saying my entire fucking point, and I didn't even speak for 1 minute. And I'm sorry if you lost track of time, but I sure as hell didn't. So go ahead, and even then you can big screen Dom so you can see the messages that she's showing.
Her using black people and intersectionality to fucking sit here and defend fucking Avery, like, cause we love receipts so fucking much. If you don't say something about my hair, you're anti-black. I'm just saying. Just this is something that's consistent with this person. And then I get called a racist, which is fucking hilarious. Me as a black person get called a racist by the YT woman in the fucking comments because I told her she's white. That's fucking crazy too, and nobody said shit about that. Been commenting about that shit the whole time, and nobody. Like, it's funny how every single time some racist happens, it's not getting
Oh, bro,
addressed.
you're outgoing.
But y'all are so intersectional.
And it's not even, it's not even that. And I'm sorry for adding on. I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you respond. I'll shut up. I'll even go on mute. But the entire fact that Avery is sitting here trying to push a whole narrative with white supremacist tactics that Romani people, that is not a race, like, are part of the BIPOC community, trying to fit into a narrative. You're not BIPOC. You're not a black indigenous person of color. You're not. You're not. Sorry, not sorry. Actually, I was gonna say sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Why? Because black people can be Romani, white people can be Romani, Asian people can be Romani, etc. Literally, it does not encompass a race. It's not a race. It's not something that's legally classified as a race as well. You do not get to fit everything into your narrative just so you can sit here and play a fucking victim. Period.
Real quick. Portal, I didn't let anything happen. If you wanted to know what happened, you would have hit me up and been like, yo, what the fuck? But I ain't let anything fucking happen. You don't need to fucking put that shit on me, regardless what other people have been around fucking saying. If you got an issue, you come to me with it. This public passive aggressive shit, nah, that's just for the fucking birds. Now, if any of y'all wanted to know, all you had to do was hit me up like, yo, what the fuck? But that's not what happened. So back the fuck up with this fake ass shit like you actually fucking care about the space and about the fucking people. Because right now, all you're fucking doing is playing some passive, petty passive aggressive bullshit. If you want to keep doing that, you can fucking leave. If you want to talk, we can talk. But not like this. Come on. Grow the fuck up. Anyway, sorry. Magical and Domothy,
Dom is fine.
y'all, did y'all get to say what y'all wanted to say? Because Avery keeps... Jay, you got anything?
Yeah, so when they were up here, I told them they're absolutely correct when they're talking about the things with what happened with Jessica. They're both correct, right? But I don't know what they want me to do about Jessica.
We're not done, by the way. And first of all, it's probably not sitting here acting as if you're her buddy, especially when earlier when I asked you, oh, ain't that your friend? Ain't that your best friend? Ain't that your person? You said no. And then when Dom and somebody else actively asked you, are they racist? You know, don't you think they're racist? You said yes, as in present tense, as in right now, they are, and they have been for a while. That's something you acknowledged. That's something you said. I heard it with my own ears. Hundreds of people heard it with their own ears. So to sit here and act as if, you know, it was just a little, oh, you know, they were just talking about the little tattoo that, you know, she got when she was 16. No, it was more than that. It was really more than that.
I don't think it was, because you keep bringing up the tattoo, and I don't know what to say to that.
Didn't Dom bring up their experience? Because I wasn't the one that asked you if Jessica was racist. I wasn't the one that asked that. I was the one pointing out certain bigotry behavior, but I didn't actively ask you verbatim, is she racist? It was Dom that asked you if she was racist after she told you her experience. She did not bring up the tattoo. I know that for a fact. I only brought up the tattoo because I saw it being spammed numerous times in the comments, and I didn't know this Jessica person. I'm glad I didn't know this Jessica person. But from what I'm hearing and the videos I'm seeing and the messages I'm seeing, I'm glad I don't know him, because I probably would have cussed him out a long time ago. So no, it's not just about the tattoo, and you're not about to sit here and lie in my face and other people's faces like it is.
That's, oh my God. That's not what I'm saying. I told you both that you were correct. What I was saying was people, not specifically you and Dom, want to come up on the panel and talk about a tattoo, and we've talked about it all day. I didn't say Magical and Dom, right? So I listened to you. I agreed with you. I asked you what you thought a good accountability measures were, and we talked about it.
Yo, I'm gonna probably just say one more thing if Jessica's not coming up, because I'm about to lose my patience and I'm gonna get real disrespectful soon. So in order to not do that, because I already have a feeling that's gonna somehow get twisted, I'm not even saying that you didn't fakely validate what was said. Because again, your first reaction was to minimize it. Your second reaction was to minimize it. To explain yourself and make yourself look better when you were just being held accountable by your friend here. Your third fucking tip was to minimize it. So, again, like I said, the word salad, the word manipulation's not gonna work with somebody like me. So when there's word manipulation being thrown in there, just because you do it with a soft fucking voice, doesn't make it any less manipulation. You were minimizing the story, and then also trying to pretend to validate the main issue while still simultaneously defending both of these fucking people. You're still defending them, you're still coddling them, you're still not bringing them up, you're still doing all of this, and again, you're doing it because of some weird-ass obsession with Irish to stick it to his ass. And again, that's so crazy and cowardly and hypocritical to sit and defend a racist, and then somebody who sits and uses their fucking multiple fucking disabilities and identities and races and everything the fuck else to fucking like shield the fact that they're a whole fucking predator. I didn't say P3DO, I didn't say rapist, I said predator. So before anybody fucking misquotes me, that's a whole ass predator. I don't give a fuck. So in order to do that, you're willing to literally put your fucking ass on the line and put anything that you must have built, because I don't really know you like that, but because clearly you built some kind of something to be known the way you are, and you're willing to throw all that to the side for a racist and a predator so that you can do this weird ass stick it to Irish fucking thing. And regardless of any problem that Irish fucking has, I have not fucking seen him do some shit like that. And again, I come in your life and I've been in here and explaining the story how many times, and I have not once felt protected in your fucking life, even when you validated what the fuck I said with your smile that you could hear in your fucking voice. And in Irish's life, I was immediately fucking protected when that shit happened. So again, regardless of his issues that anybody wants to bring up, one live I was immediately protected as a black woman, and in another fucking live, I was minimized twice, multiple times, and I'm sure you're about to do it again. So fuck that bullshit. Fuck you and your hypocritical ass. Fuck Avery. You're a fucking predator and you're a white woman. It's okay to be white, baby. It's perfectly fine. As long as you season your food, you're fucking good. You're white. Deal with it. You're not gonna call me racist in order to fucking do that shit. Fuck out of here. I'm not a fucking Irish super fan. I'm not fucking here to sit and like say no shit about him, but y'all mention my fucking name multiple fucking times. I've been called a transphobe. I've been called a racist. Like a fucking black woman being called a racist. Are you fucking serious? I've been called misinformed. I've been minimized fucking twice. Fuck that shit. Because when y'all start pissing me off, it's gonna be a whole ass problem. And I'm not related to any fucking group. I'm not in Irish's group. I'm not in fucking Brussels group. I'm not in your fucking grouping. I am me. I am Dominique. I am Domicede, whatever. If my name is mentioned again by anybody and you got no fucking receipts to back that shit up, we're gonna have a fucking problem. I don't give a fuck. Let somebody do that shit again and we have an issue. And that's for fucking everybody that felt the need to say my fucking name tonight. Again, Avery, you're a fucking predator. Jessica, you're a fucking cunt. And you're a fucking hypocrite and a coward.
Dom, if I made you a mod, would you feel better while you're in here?
I am perfectly fine. Again, I'm leaving. I'm done with this toxic bullshit and all this fake ass drama that's fucking coming from everybody. You all sound like a bunch of fucking idiots at this fucking point, to be real with you. And you're all willing to hurt your own fucking communities just to stick it to each other and be fucking petty. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking sick. And you're hurting people. And none of y'all give a fuck because, again, you don't fucking stand for what you really stand for. For you to be up here trying to talk about somebody else and you don't even fucking stand for nothing, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. I'm fucking good. I'm Gucci. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck all of y'all at this fucking point.
So what? So what the? So what the fuck was?
Well, I think.
So instead of a genuine apology, do you want to
Hold
be a
on.
mod?
No. I wanted to give her an apology, but I wanted her to feel safe because she was talking about some comments. And so,
Yeah, a couple of comments by your ugly ass friend.
right. And so that we can continue the conversation, I wanted to know if being a mod would make her safer, but I didn't
Really?
get to.
Like, in all honesty, that's your best response to that? You really
Lena,
think that is the best?
we're doing one-on-one. Do not bring up
Okay, was there anything else you needed to say? And if you want to bring Avery up, go ahead. I can handle Miss Twinkle Toes. Go ahead, let Blowfish up. I don't care.
Okay,
What?
Avery, I'm gonna let you up here, but you have to listen to Magical. I do want to address Dom.
You shouldn't do that. I'm telling you right now, you shouldn't do that.